Big Z Reviews. Ghosted is a new big blockbuster action romantic comedy that is only available on streaming on Apple TV, and it's fine.
Any word?
She ghosted him.
I bet she isn't even seeing your text.
She does travel a lot for work.
Go to her.
I'm going to London.
You have the wrong guy?
I'm a former.
Wait.
Whoa. Can you walk, Gold? Say to you.
So this is another in the line of the Red Notice movies, where it's nonsensical, world-traveling action comedies that could have been written by artificial intelligence that are spending a bunch of money on actors, and they're like a lot of special effects, and it's like a Marvel movie without the superheroes, and it's fine. Again, like, they're fun, but they're just, a lot of it's kind of like the lowest common denominator, that it's like so stupid while you're watching it, but at the end you still might have a good time, you know? It's tough to critique these sort of films. So this was directed by Dexter Fletcher, and it stars Chris Evans and Ana de Armas. And essentially, like, they have a meet cute at a farm stand where Chris Evans is selling plants, and Ana de Armas wants to buy a plant, but then she's like, I'm never here, I'll just kill the plant, and he doesn't want to give her the plant, and they have a fight, but then they have a one-night stand, and then Chris Evans accidentally leaves his inhaler that has a tracking device in it because he's always losing it, and so Ana de Armas ends up in UK and isn't answering any of his texts or messages or calls. So he decides to surprise her by flying across the ocean, and it's like, yeah, that's not good. You know, that's creepy. After one date, to fly across the ocean to surprise her, it's not good. Of course, it turns out that Ana de Armas is the tax collector, and she is this spy for the CIA that everyone wants to kill, especially Adrian Brody, who has some evil plan to steal this weapon, this shenanigan, this MacGuffin weapon that everyone wants, and that thinks that the tax collector has the code. So, but they think Chris Evans is the tax collector, but he's actually just a farmer that did happen to be a wrestler in high school and college, so he can throw people around a little bit. But of course, the actual killer is Ana de Armas. And it's funny, they don't have much of a connection, they don't have that much chemistry, but it's fine. But like, the action is pretty good, but like, sometimes, like a couple times, you see that they're definitely on a green screen, especially when I think they're in like Pakistan at a certain point, and it's like they're in front of a green screen, you didn't do a great job keying it out, but the whole thing. Like, Ana de Armas is tiny, and thankfully she usually has like a gun or knife and she's killing people with. But like a couple times they're like in full physical contact. I always have like a trouble believing that, especially like they don't get actual strong looking women. Like, there are women that look strong that you could put in these films, and instead you put these frail little 90-pound girls in an action film, and you expect it to be believable, and it just isn't. But, whatever. She's gorgeous, so she's the star of the film. I always just have issues because, like, if at a certain point, if you're, like, if the people that she's fighting are soldiers with any level of training, they have, like, 100 pounds of muscle on her. So if there's any sort of confrontation where she doesn't immediately put a bullet in their brain or stab their throat, she would be overpowered in an instant. But it's always kind of hurts the believability of these kind of movies. And it is kind of funny, like, the whole idea is that Chris Evans is just a normal dude. And he is immediately the witness to mass murder, and he doesn't seem that affected by it. I always find it so funny that, like, if you're gonna play that like real death and violence, like you should have the characters have some sort of reaction to it if they've never been exposed to it. Like if you're an agent that's been doing it for a while, of course they're not going to react to murdering 20 guys. But I think if this a farmer that has never seen anyone die is gonna, it might throw up when he sees her obliterate 20 men, you know? But it's just that's the whole thing is they have to make it fun. And it's so funny that like now you can't just have any romantic comedy anymore. You have to make it a $200 million action romantic comedy instead. Like it's just it's an interesting world we live in now. That kind of like just they all these like action romantic comedies now. But you know, it's fine. You know, at the end of the day, I still enjoyed my time with it. But it's nothing amazing. I wouldn't like highly recommend it, but it's not horrible. I'd probably give like a 7 out of 10, 6.75 out of 10. It's definitely a serviceable action romantic comedy. You know, if you have Apple TV, I'd check it out. You know, if you're looking for like some mindless action and a little bit of awkward romance. But thanks for watching. If you want to see more of me, you can subscribe down below. Thanks.